All right, I just wanted to check in. I've been in France for 1 week now, so I'm here for 3 total, so I have 2 more to go. And I just wanted to check in with an update on how things are going for me and how I'm kind of handling my healthy lifestyle as I travel, because that is kind of a challenge. So the first week, I attended the wedding of one of my best friends, and we stayed up in the mountains in a chalet. We had 3 days up there, which were catered by a local farm-to-table farm. The food was absolutely amazing. It was like open bar, open food, hors d'oeuvres. I mean, it was it was absolutely amazing. I normally only eat carbs at certain times of the month. I do a carb cycling according to my hormones. And so this is a big change for me, because in France you eat carbs and bread with every meal. And I tend, at home, I eat a very high protein diet. I eat 150 grams of protein in a day. And most people here do not have that concept, right? Like a common meal here would be pasta, bread, cheese, and veggies, and wine, right? I don't drink a ton of water here either. So when you're someone who does biohacking and drinks a ton of water and, doesn't drink alcohol, barely eats carbs except at strategic times to support my hormones, like in progesterone phase and ovulation, when you come here, it's like you're really going against the grain, right? So I mean, part of it is just enjoy, you're on a trip, like you got to enjoy it. So even though it wasn't the, right time of the month for me to eat carbs, I did eat bread with every meal. I had a ton of cheese. I eat cheese at home too, so that wasn't weird. I did manage to get extra plates of meat from the lovely catering people, and everyone kind of thought it was a bit scandalous, but you got to meet those protein goals. 2 things I'm really, really glad that I had with me was my protein powder. I actually bought like a big thing of protein powder, and I brought my shaker bottle, and then I brought a ton of beef jerkies, especially because, my plan was to go to the supermarket when we get here and, buy some things. But the first week we were up in the mountains and I wasn't able to go to a grocery store. So I had to depend on the food they had there, which again was amazing and amazing quality. But, it's a little harder when you have like very specific, diet and macros and protein goals, right? So the protein powder and the beef jerky sticks that I had really came in clutch. They really helped me when I needed a little extra protein. That helped a lot. And then, people are curious, just kind of explaining like, yeah, I eat a high protein diet. Like I do sports, which is, how they call it here, to do sport. So they were really willing to work with me. And then I was also willing to be flexible, right? So honestly, I probably ate more carbs in the past week than I eat in like a year or 2 or months at least, right? But it's fine. So one tool that's really helpful when traveling that you can implement at any time is intermittent fasting. So when you don't have a ton of control over what you're eating, but you do have control over if you're eating or not and the times that you're eating, right? So on the plane ride here, which is, I was at least 24 hours where I didn't eat anything on the plane. Easy, right? Don't have to worry about airport food or snacks or airplane food or anything like that. I just fasted for the whole trip. I made sure I stayed hydrated. I literally bought 3 bottles of water, big bottles of water in the airport. I also brought electrolyte powder, and I'm so glad that I did, because you can get really dehydrated on an airplane, with all that dry air being recycled. So fasting was a great idea, but I really had to make sure to drink plenty of water, and I didn't even have to go to the bathroom that much because it just gets sucked right out of you. But the electrolytes really helped with hydration. And plus, here in France right now, in southeast France where I am, in Voiron, it is like in the 90s, if not 100 degrees most days, with very hot sun. So and they don't have air conditioning the same way we do at home. So you're going to sweat a lot and you're going to spend more time outside. So hydration is key. So the electrolytes have really, really helped. And then yesterday, So we had that first week where we were up in the mountains, we had the wedding, and, I just was like, I didn't have any alcohol, which I never do. I didn't have any desserts, but other than that, I ate everything I wanted. I ate all the bread and cheese and, everything just to enjoy myself, right? But then when we came back, and now we're back at my friend's house. So yesterday I did I'm just finishing up my 36-hour fast where I didn't eat anything yesterday. It was kind of like a rest day after all the activities and going around. And then we went to Lyon, and, it was a lot of stuff happening. So we kind of yesterday was Sunday. We kind of had like a rest day, which is typical in France. A lot of things close on Sunday. It's a quiet day. You're not supposed to make a lot of noise. So we just kind of hung out by the pool. I just kind of read all day, relaxed, didn't eat anything, stayed hydrated with my electrolytes. And so now I'm just about to break my 36-hour fast. And I feel like that was the magic I needed to kind of burn those carbs off and, put me right back where I was when I got here in the sense of my weight. So those are kind of how I'm dealing with, still, having healthy habits while I'm traveling. So I did partake in all the bread and all the cheese, no alcohol, no desserts, and, just getting creative with workouts. Like when we were up at the chalet, I found a rock that was about the size of a volleyball and I treated it like a medicine ball, and I got in a good workout, full body workout outside with that. So I realize I'm not going to have access to a gym here. I'm not going to have access to the exact same things I have at home, but it's okay. It's a fun time to get creative and still enjoy yourself and, live a little and, get to experience this beautiful culture here.